On this episode of Cape Media News, 10 are arrested in connection with Operation Takeout. Dennis Yarmouth Dolphins heading to the Super Bowl, and we take you inside the workshop of a local glassmaker. These stories and more. This is Cape Media News. Hello everyone, I'm Sarah Colvin. This is Cape Media News, your local authentic newscast for Cape Cod. You can follow us online at capemedia.org. Just click on Cape Media News to look at our news blog. We start this week in Hyannis, a big drug bust. 10 individuals with connections to the Fraga drug trafficking organization were arrested following a 3-year investigation dubbed Operation Takeout. It was observing the operations of Kevin and Alex Fraga, leaders of the Fraga drug trafficking organization on Cape Cod. Based on numerous search warrants, officers working with the Massachusetts State Police Cape Cod Narcotics Task Force and the Drug Administration's Cape Cod Task Force seized approximately 6 kilos of heroin fentanyl, 1 kilo of cocaine, 2-kilogram presses, 4,500 fentanyl pills disguised as Percocet, and 6 firearms. You can read more about this story on our news blog at capemedia.org. 95 free gun locks were given out Thursday in Yarmouth. Yarmouth Police, in cooperation with Cape and Islands District Attorney Michael O'Keefe, the Powderhorn Outfitters, Cape Gunworks, Hyannis, and the National Shooting Sport Foundation's Project Child Safe gave out the free locks. Grandma's Gang, pictured here, doing their part to promote gun safety through Project Lock It Up. These ladies are members of Grandmothers Against Gun Violence, a grassroots local group of people who want to encourage gun owner safety. Up next, the Dennis Yarmouth Dolphins are heading to the Super Bowl.
150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from invisible or silent. If you've come off your treatment plan, get back on it, or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
This Saturday, the Dennis Yarmouth Dolphins will take to the field to play in the MIAA Super Bowl. The Dolphins have an undefeated season, and the DY Dolphins will face West Springfield Saturday at 3:30 at Gillette Stadium. Up next, a local glassmaker shows us how it's done.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Keith Allen came to Cape Cod from Connecticut as a horticulturist, and now he's working to bring his glass art to the community. We visited Keith in his Brewster studio this week. This is a blend of propane and oxygen that fuels the flame?
That's right. You try to get a nice neutral flame. We're going to melt some of this white onto this piece of clear here. So now we have a little white on the end of this clear. Now this is a graphite marble mold right here. This actually is kind of a way of rounding something. Now Sarah, I'm going to ask you to grab that green rod there.
Okay.
The one that's sticking out of the kiln.
This one here?
Yeah, just open that little hatch. Yep, and then pull that out.
Okay.
And I'll take it from you. Thank you.
There you go, you're welcome.
Now this is another color I use a lot. I can kind of see what I want to do when it's flat as opposed to being round. And right now is where I have to put a pupil right on this. And it's kind of a one-shot deal.
Now, what got you into making eyes out of glass?
I just started, I actually was trying to make water, and I the color I found that I was making the water with, everything I made looked like an eye. Like every time I saw the water, which was really cool, it was exactly the water look I wanted, but it also kind of looked like an eye. So I started trying to make eyes with it, and they kind of go hand in hand, the two colors, or the two techniques. I make a wave with a twist in it, and I use the same exact pattern, except the pupil. I'm gonna have you hold that.
Okay.
You don't have to do anything other than just don't touch the end of it.
I'll try to remember.
What I'm doing is cleaning up this clear here. The end of it had some material that I didn't want on it. Sarah, what do you say we take a look at this?
Let's check it out.
This is that eye we made earlier.
Wow.
I think it came out exactly like I intended.
Up next, animation comes to Wellfleet.
Give me through, then call the doctor. If the doctor cannot make it, be prepared to meet the monster. It takes a pure heart to feel that. And I ain't never met the something else. So can you do it? 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 And you know what you've got to do.
Prepare to be delighted and inspired to laugh and think a bit about the way we are all connected. The 16th annual Animation Show of Shows is coming to Wellfleet this weekend, returning for a third year to Wellfleet Preservation Hall. Curator Ron Diamond tells us the goal is to globally get people aware and excited that there are alternative forms of entertainment that can leave the audience not just entertained, but fulfilled. The 16 films included in the festival are so completely different from the next. They include Pixar director Pete Docter's student film Next Door, Swedish film The Burden, Dear Basketball, LA Laker Kobe Bryant's poem, written about, of course, the sport of basketball, set to a score by John Williams and illustrated by Walt Disney Animation Studios' Glenn Keane. The show also includes an animated short from 1964 called The Hangman. Its theme is about turning away when others need help. The Animation Show of Shows is showing this weekend at Wellfleet Preservation Hall, 335 Main Street, Wellfleet, Friday at 7 o'clock, Saturday at 7, and Sunday at 1. Love Local Fest Holiday Edition returns to the Cape Cod Media Center this weekend, bringing more than 100 local makers together for the festive annual market. Join us Sunday from noon to 5 here at 17 Shadhole Road in Dennisport. Shopping locally, by the way, helps boost our economy. Online transactions send local dollars straight over the bridge, and while shopping at national chain stores does provide wages to locals, only 24 cents of every dollar stays on Cape Cod. That's compared to 57 cents of every dollar spent at a locally owned restaurant or retailer. We hope to see you here at the Media Center on Sunday. Well, that's it for this week's edition of Cape Media News. If you have any questions, comments, news tips, you can feel free to email us, news@capemedia.org. I'm Sarah Colvin.